edition of Fibernetics, and I've been a part of Fibernetics now for going on about 8 years. So I've had the great opportunity to work with a lot of our clients and a lot of our partners integrating the NEWT PBX solution. We do these typical free training webinars twice a month. We have designed this session, and this is the final session for the remote work session. Obviously, due to the global crisis going on right now, NEWT is doing everything we can to help our clients transition to remote work and giving them the features and the assistance as much as possible. This is the, I believe, 9th and final remote work session. However, we do have some videos for all of the demos that we're going to be looking at today, and I will give you that. That link at the end of our session today. So the normally conducted free training webinars go through end user access and system administrator sessions. They're 1-hour sessions, and they include a question and answer period like we'll be doing today at the end of the session. And those are typically on the second Tuesday and the third Thursday of every month. And there's a link at the bottom. You can register on our training page on our website at business.fibernetics.ca/resources/training. So I'll leave that site up at the bottom of the screen for just a few more moments. You can screen capture it if you'd like, or jot it down, and that will lead you to our training resources, which I will go through again at the end of our session today. Okay, so you can register for our typical or normally conducted webinars. Twice a month. Again, we do end user access and system administrator sessions. Now for today, we are going to be doing the remote work session, and this is the final session we're doing. However, we have recorded some awesome videos. So again, I will give you the resources near the end of the session today. So for the meat and potatoes of the webinar meal today, today's agenda, we're going to be reviewing the following items. First and foremost, system administrator logging into the PBX. I've been fielding, the whole NEWT team has been fielding a lot of questions about how to log into the NEWT PBX remotely. There are some things that you can do. However, I want to make sure we do review that. Or if you are still in an essential service and you're at the office, then just kind of reviewing how to log in. We're going to review the top there's a tongue twister, top self-serve features for setting up your staff to work from home as well. So that's going to include Find Me, Follow Me, and sending extension calls to your cell phone, voicemail to email to be able to get your voicemail messages on your email, wherever you check that. Setting an offline number for emergency situations, the direct inward system access feature, which we've been getting a lot of requests on, which is called DISA. And that really, what that does is it allows you to allow your staff from their cell phone or home phone to be able to call through your phone system or business caller ID. Okay, so making those calls and not having to give out their personal cell phone numbers. And remote auto-attendant recording. I'm going to review, or I'm going to direct you to a PDF file with some instructions. And I'm going to give you those resources for how to remotely record an auto-attendant. Recording an alternate auto-attendant greeting, remote voicemail access, conference bridge, and right now if you are on the conference call, you have joined the NEWT conference bridge. So you can have the very same thing set up on your phone system as well. And we have a guest visitor on our session today. His name is Mike, and he's our Chief Sales and Marketing Officer. I know he's a busy guy, so if we can't get him on the call today at the end of our session, I'll just review something that he wanted to share. But if he does jump on our call, then we will have a few words from Mike at the end of our session today. So moving forward, thanks again for everybody for coming. I know it's a crazy time out there, so I appreciate the time you coming and joining our session today. So first and foremost, we're going to review logging in. And this may seem kind of simple to some of you. However, gaining access to the configuration facility, if you don't do it all the time, maybe you have forgotten. I'm not sure, but on any computer connected to your office voice network, you can access an internet browser, and you would type in an IP address, okay? And that IP address would be the IP of your PBX phone system. If you don't remember what that IP address is and you're in the office, you can go to any phone that's connected into your phone system, and just from the idle state, so do not pick up the handset, just go to the phone and dial 0000, then followed by the dial or the send key. Okay, so 4 zeros, the dial or the send key, and over the speakerphone, the phone will play back what your IP address for the phone system is. An example would be 192.168.168.1. That's a random example, a default example, but you would put that into a web browser and it would prompt you for a username and password. Okay, so the username of the PBX is CanPBX, and your password would be unique to your business. So whatever your password is. Now, you may be able to access this remotely. Okay, so if you have what's called a VPN or a virtual private network set up on your network, and you've allowed access to this IP address, maybe you yourself or your IT department has done this, then you may be able to access this remotely as well. And what a VPN does in your IT world is it allows access to the office network resources. So shared drives, printers, or IP addresses for certain devices on the network. So if you don't know what that is, you probably don't have it, or you can consult with your IT team. And if you're not at the office and you can't connect remotely, I want to make sure that you know we're there to help. So you can give us a call, you can email us. If there is something that you need to make a change, or something that you've learned today in the session that you want to put on your system and you can't access it, then let us know. And I will give you our tech support contact information during our resources at the end of the session today. So just a quick note, if you're not a system administrator, the system admin may have disabled this access for a variety of different reasons, so always check with your system administrator before accessing the configuration facility. Just a quick note. We're going to review now, or go through a series of instructor-led demos. Okay, so what the items that we went through in the agenda, find me, follow me, voicemail to email, all that kind of stuff. We're going to go through a live demo, and then we're going to loop it back in at the end to NEWT resources, and then a message from our sales and marketing officer. Okay, so we're going to bring this over here, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so that everybody can see. And you can use the question box or the chat panel if you have any questions at any point in time. If I don't get to them, remember we are going to do a question and answer period at the end of the session. And just another reminder, there is a screenshot button within the GoToMeeting panel that you'll be able to screenshot any of these demos. The first feature we're going to review today is Find Me, Follow Me. So first, you're going to want to access your configuration facility for NEWT, and locate the Extensions tab. Okay, so the Extensions tab is going to house all of the extensions on your PBX phone system. So if I drop down this local extension menu here, I can see all of the extensions in my office. Now I'm going to use extension 100 just as an example. And just a note, throughout all of these demos that we're doing today, I can appreciate and respect the fact that you may have things set up a little bit differently, or a lot of our clients can have things set up differently. There's so many different really cool ways that you can have your phone system set up. I'm going to give you the demos on the most common or the most popular things. So feel free to ask questions in our Q&A period if there's anything specific to your situation, and we can make sure to get the answers for you. So the first demo we're going to look at is Find Me, Follow Me. And Find Me, Follow Me essentially allows you to send your extension to your cell phone or to various other different places, whether it's a colleague's extension, multiple extensions, or an outside number such as a home phone, business phone, or a cell phone number. The easiest way to set up Find Me, Follow Me on your extension is to locate the default dial sequence. Okay, once you find the default dial sequence right here at the top, it's green, which means it's active. Your alternate dial sequence, which just allows you for some more flexibility, is red and disabled. In your default dial sequence, locate the first drop-down menu where it says extension. Select dial. What this does is it allows you to type in a 10-digit phone number. So I'm going to do that now. once you've put in the 10-digit phone number, click outside of the box here, in the big white area, and hit apply changes. And that will apply the change to your system and it will be live within the next few minutes. Once I've dialed or put in my cell phone here, I've selected 4 rings, and it's not just because it's the system default. I've selected 4 rings because what this will do, and you may want to have it set up like this, is the system will ring my cell phone when my extension is dialed 4 times, which is 1 less ring than my cell phone would take to go to voicemail. So what that does is it allows the system to keep it in the phone system world, and if you don't pick it up, it will still then go to voicemail on your extension, or whatever extension that you choose. So in this case, someone dials your extension, it rings your cell phone 4 times. If you pick it up, great. If not, it will still come back to voicemail, as long as your cell phone is still on and charged and in signal. You may also want to do it where you don't want to manage your voicemail from your NEWT PBX voicemail. You may want to manage for a period of time your voicemail on your cell phone. If you want to have the system ring your cell phone and your cell phone voicemail pick up, if you don't pick up the phone, just make it 5 rings or more. A best practice is I always do is hit 20 rings. Then it will never ever get to this next step in voicemail. You could even set the next step to hang up to cue you that there's nothing else happening. But that's completely up to you. You would hit apply changes, and again, this is the way you would set it up if you don't want your voicemail to pick up from the NEWT PBX system. Okay. If you do, then we want a key takeaway is to remember it's 4 rings or less. A lot of people that I've spoke to like to have it set up this way right here. That way it rings your cell phone 4 times. If you don't pick up, it comes back to the PBX voicemail, and then use a feature called voicemail to email. Okay. So we're going to get to voicemail to email in just a second, but I want to show you one additional thing that you can do to customize the Find Me, Follow Me. Take a look at your alternate dial sequence. Okay, so right here, right now it's disabled. You can do multiple different things with this. One thing I'm going to show you is to enabled on schedule. Okay, so if we choose enabled on in our alternate dial sequence, it allows us to set a time frame where our Find Me, Follow Me will work. So in this example, I've chose 8 to 6. You can change those times however you'd like, whatever schedule works for you. And in this schedule, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Hit my apply changes. And I'm going to change my default dial sequence right back to its default state. Okay, so it rings my desk phone and then goes to my voicemail. Okay, so this is how you set up Find Me, Follow Me on a schedule. What is going to happen in this scenario is if someone dials your extension 100, between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Monday through Friday in this intended example, it's going to use Find Me, Follow Me and dial your cell phone, 4 rings, and then go to voicemail. Remember, you can still make the 20 rings and hang up if you'd like, if you want your voicemail and your cell phone to pick up. However, in this scenario, that's going to happen between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. What's going to happen outside of those hours? So outside of the 8 to 6 Monday to Friday, and then all day Saturday and Sunday. What it's going to do is the system's going to look for whatever is in your default dial sequence. So this is more so a trigger, right? So if it's outside of these hours, the system says, okay, what's in my default dial sequence? Well, it's extension 100 4 times and then go to voicemail. So this may be a good setup for you if you want to have your cell phone ring during your business hours, and then outside of business hours, just go to the office and go to voicemail. Okay, so that's Find Me, Follow Me. Now, in this scenario too, you may want to have voicemail to email set up. And you're going to locate your voicemail to email section here at the top and type in your email address. Okay, so your email address goes right into this field. Once you type it in, remember, every change that you make, you're going to hit Apply Changes. So if I make this a little bit different, because I already had it in there, and click out in the white area, hit Apply Changes, and you'll be good to go. So make sure it's a valid email address, and it's your email address. I would always recommend just to double check that this is your email address, and your phone number that the Find Me Follow Me is going to. That way it's coming to you and not somebody else. In your voicemail to email, if you only have the email in the field here and you don't have include attachment selected, let's just say I have it as no, then all it's going to do is it's going to send you an alert to your email, okay? And that alert will just say you have a new voicemail. This is the date, the time, the duration of the voicemail, and what number voicemail it is. Also the caller ID of the person who left the voicemail. If you would like to add an audio file attachment, I would select yes to include attachment to voicemail to email. Hit your apply changes, and within a few minutes, your changes will take effect and you will now be able to listen to your voicemail through your email. The next demo I'm going to look at is offline number. Offline number right here. Now, a common misconception, and I field these questions a lot, is what is the difference between Find Me, Follow Me, and an offline number? I think this kind of gets confused sometimes. Your offline number, although it may have your cell phone number in here, your offline number only triggers the system to dial the number in this field in the event of emergency. So I'll give you a really good example. I was speaking to a customer a couple of years ago, and he had called me and his phone wasn't working. So I guess what he had said is what happened is a mouse, believe it or not, a mouse chewed through the phone cord of his phone at the office, okay, and he wasn't getting his calls. He was only getting voicemail to email, people leaving voicemail. So what would happen is as soon as someone called his extension, it would go to voicemail right away. Now, the mouse chewed through the cord, so the phone rendered kind of useless for the time being. It didn't ring. So what this phone system would have done if there was an offline number put in his extension like this is it would have noticed that that phone is not responding to the network, and it would have automatically sent all calls to this offline number. So you can see how this can be beneficial as a backup or a failover. In the event that something's not working, or your phone is down for some type of emergency or extended power outage or some kind of natural disaster or something like that, then the system is smart enough to notice that that is down and then send all calls to this phone number, okay? So if you already have Find Me, Follow Me enabled, so like this setup down here, then the offline number, it will work, but you kind of already have it anyway. It's already going to your cell phone. So I would recommend having your offline number if you want calls to go to your cell phone in type of extenuating circumstances. I guess in this case would be after hours, or if you don't want Find Me, Follow Me at all, and you only want calls to be coming to your cell phone in the event that your system's not working. I had a good example. A woman in the healthcare industry did not want her calls coming to her cell phone unless there was something wrong with her phone. She was okay with voicemail to email while working remotely, but if there was calls coming in and there was something wrong, she wanted to make sure that they went to the owner's cell phone or something like that. So in that case, that's fine, and you can use it in any conjunction that you want. So that's Find Me, Follow Me, and that's voicemail to email, and that's offline number. And just as a reminder to everybody, we do have training videos that we have posted, and we will make available to you by a link at the end of this session today. The next couple of demos are going to be the direct inward system access, remote voicemail access, conference bridge, and recording alternate auto-attendant greetings. We're going to do that all within the phone numbers tab. Okay, so in your phone numbers tab on the system, we're going to locate our main phone number or the number that we want to make these changes on. The first one we're going to look at is direct inward system access. Okay, so DISA for short, D-I-S-A. And DISA is in the top right-hand corner of your auto-attendant area. So this big green area you see is your automated attendant. You may also see it like this if it's disabled, the big red area. Now, for the examples that we're going to be reviewing today, okay, they need to have an enabled auto-attendant or an auto-attendant in your call flow or call sequence that goes to an auto attendant right away. So no matter how your setup is, in order to use a DISA feature, we need to set the DISA feature up on a phone number on the phone system that has an automated attendant enabled. Okay, so in order to dial a code or to dial an extension or an option or press 0, there needs to be that voice prompt. Okay, so that's what we're going to build with the DISA feature. So this is my main phone number for the example. I have a main greeting you can see down here, and it's checked off. There's a little green play button. It tells me that there's a main greeting in there, and that might say, thank you for calling Phil's Trucking Company. For sales, press 1. To join the conference, press 2. Or to reach our operator, press 0. Something like that. Now, I want to be able to use the DISA feature and tell my staff, while you're working from home, here's this free and included feature within the phone system. And you can call our main phone number from your cell phone. Once you hear the greeting, you can dial in our code and make a long distance or a call to your client using the caller ID of the business. So there's 4 things that you're going to want to set up if you're going to use the DISA feature. Okay, and again, we have training videos on the setup of this as well. The DISA feature here needs a couple of different things. Your authorized numbers field. Anyone in your business that needs to use the DISA feature needs to be authorized. So I'll give you a really good example. We have Dorothy, okay? Dorothy has a cell phone number and a home phone number. She wants to be able to use the DISA feature from either one of those phones. We need to make sure as system administrators that we authorize her cell phone and we authorize her home phone. So, and that would be the same for anyone that we want to authorize to use this feature. So we're authorizing the caller ID. This is Dorothy's cell phone number. This is Dorothy's home phone number. So we have them both authorized for her to be able to use. And remember, anyone that uses this, we need to have it authorized. Number 2, we want to set up a DISA code for Dorothy in this scenario to dial in to initiate the DISA feature. In this case, I've used 9999. When you are building your own code, you would put it in here, hit apply changes in the bottom right-hand corner. One thing I would caution you with though is I'm going to take a look at the extensions on my phone system. Okay, you'll see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 500s, and then 600. I wouldn't build the DISA code that's anywhere near any of the extensions on your phone system. So whether you have a smaller phone system and just a few extensions or a large organization with multiple locations, make sure to create a DISA code that's not matching up with your extension. So in this case, I wouldn't use 504 as my DISA code because I have an extension 504. So in this case, let me re-enable this here and apply that change. Oops. So in this case, I'm going to use 9999 because if someone's slow to dial that 4 digits, 999 is not an extension on my system. So again, just make sure that's not something that's close to your extensions on your phone system. Number 3, I'm going to enable this now. So I will select the little checkbox, I'll hit apply changes, and the caller ID, I'm going to select the main telephone number. I'm not going to pass through the caller, so I don't want Dorothy's cell phone number to show, and I do want it to be this telephone number because this is my main number, but this will enable it no matter what phone number you're setting this up on, that your main business telephone number caller ID gets passed through when Dorothy makes this phone call. So I have Dorothy's numbers authorized, I've got my code, it's enabled, caller ID, and now it's on a phone number that has an auto-attendant enabled. I apply my changes, and it will be active within a few minutes. So after you wait a few minutes, you can tell Dorothy how to use the DISA feature. Dorothy can pick up her cell phone or her home phone and dial this phone number. So in this case, it's our main phone number. When she hears the automated attendant greeting, she will dial 9999. That will tell the system, hey, let's check to make sure this caller ID is authorized. Yes, it's authorized. It will give Dorothy dial tone. Dorothy can now make a 10-digit phone call and utilize the business caller ID and long distance. And that's, in essence, the two-stage dialing and the DISA feature, direct inward system access. Key takeaways. Again, I can't stress this enough. I field questions about this after every single webinar. So I want to make sure that I'm clear that you need to authorize every phone number of the people that are using this in your business. Okay? And feel free to ask any questions about any of these demos, and I'll be sure to get to it during our Q&A period. Recording an alternate auto-attendant greeting. So you may want to record a alternate auto-attendant greeting for your business to tell callers that you may be experiencing higher than normal call volumes. Your business practices may have changed. Things may have changed due to the current situation in the world. So we can record an alternate auto-attendant greeting that doesn't record over top our main typical greeting that we have. You may have a really good greeting that you recorded with an ex-employee, or you're feeling good that day and you have an auto-attendant that sounds really good, or maybe you uploaded a custom recording. You don't want to record over top of that. So in the number that you want to look at, or you want to record the alternate auto-attendant on, you're going to locate the alternate greeting right below your main greeting. And that's right here, alternate. Before you select the checkbox to activate the alternate greeting, you're going to want to record something in there. So that recording may be, "Thank you for calling Phil's Trucking. We're experiencing higher than normal call volumes. However, if this is an emergency, please press 1 and you'll be connected with one of our agents," or something like that. I'm going to press this red record button. But before I press this button, what happens when I press this button? As soon as this English red record button is triggered, it finds whatever extensions in your recording extension here at the top. So the sole purpose of this right here is to choose which phone rings when this button is pressed. So John Smith. Now I press this button, John Smith's phone is ringing. You pick up John Smith's phone or whatever phone you've chose, and it will prompt you to record the greeting. And you can record your alternate greeting there. It will ask you to save it and things like that, so make sure to listen to the prompts closely. Once you've recorded it, you'll now see a green play button on your alternate auto greeting. At that point in time, select your alternate auto attendant greeting, this toggle button here. Hit apply changes in the bottom right hand corner. You'll note when you hover over the apply changes, you'll see, that it will tell you the estimated time for the changes to take place. And that will be, that would say 2 minutes. So within 2 minutes, your alternate auto attendant greeting will now be the primary greeting. Remote auto attendant recording. So if you don't have access to the configuration facility and you need to record this alternate greeting or the main greeting or even one of your holiday greetings down here, and you want to do that remotely, there is a way to do it. You would need to have your number activated and authorized in the DISA feature. So going back to Dorothy, if Dorothy is sitting at home and using her cell phone and she wants to call in to update this auto attendant recording, she can do that if she's authorized. Maybe this is her cell phone here, right? Now, there is a string of numbers and codes that you have to dial in once you come in and you're authorized with the DISA. I will show this at the end of our session today. So if you need to be able to remotely record auto attendants and you do have DISA enabled, then this feature would definitely be for you. If you don't have DISA feature enabled, then we can certainly help you with that so that you can record remotely. I will show a PDF guide or where to get the PDF guide at the end of this session. And if this applies to you, that would be a very good resource, and it will give you all the instructions. It is quite long, and it all depends on what you want to do, so I'll make sure to show you that resource. Remote voicemail access. Right below the recording extension we've already looked at, you'll see voicemail access. This is another one of the top questions that I've been getting the last few weeks as people transition to remote work. This is pretty easy to set up. Again, once you have an enabled auto attendant, and let's just say our main auto attendant greeting here, and apply changes, Estimated time for completion is 2 minutes. So that will take place, that change within 2 minutes on your phone system. Now, once I have an automated attendant enabled, I can set a code for voicemail access. In this case, I'm going to use ***. Once you've typed *** or *98, whatever one you wish, so if I put *98, I click outside the white area, and I hit apply changes, then that would be your code. If you want ***, make it nice and easy, do the same thing, hit your apply changes. Okay, so now your voicemail access code is set. What you'll need to do to tell your employees and staff members in order to check their voicemail remotely is to dial into this phone number, and when they hear the prompt or the greeting, dial ***. Okay, sorry, they won't be prompted for their voicemail code unless you've recorded that, but you can tell them when they hear the greeting. Dial the number, when they hear the greeting, dial ***. *** will trigger the voicemail system. It will ask you for your mailbox, which is your extension number, and then your voicemail password. You can get in to listen to your voicemail, save and delete your voicemail, use the mailbox options, record a temporary greeting, update your standard unavailable message, all of those types of things, just as if you were sitting at your desk at the office. Okay, now some people say, well, why do I need this if I get voicemail to email? Voicemail to email is a great feature. Don't get me wrong. I use it all the time, and that's how primarily I get my voicemail. However, if I am remote and I want to update my greeting to say, hey, I am on vacation next week, or I am on-site training with a customer, I might want to update my greeting, and I can do that by using voicemail access. Okay, so key takeaway for voicemail access: type in your code, apply the changes. I'd recommend ** or *98. Don't make it *6 or any number, single number, because there are star codes within our system. And don't make it an extension or any of the options of your Auto-Attendant. Okay, so do something like ***, *98. That way it's not a system code to begin with. Conference Bridge. Now, believe it or not, you're using the NEWT Conference Bridge right now. You've dialed an access number, so it looks like some of you have used the toll-free number. It looks like some of you have also used our main Fibernetics number with an option on an Auto-Attendant. However, you all use the same PIN number. So let me show you two different ways that you can set up a conference bridge. Number one, utilize an additional or extra phone number if you have the luxury on your phone system. In this case, I have this 289 number that I wasn't using, so I've labeled it as the conference bridge number. And this is going to allow the outside world access to dial a PIN number to meet me in a conference call. Very simple. The default forward at the top is green right now. I'm going to drop down this menu, and I'm not going to select an extension or a phone number, but I'll select the conference bridge feature. And I will apply the changes when I've set this. What this does is allows this phone number to go directly into our conference bridge, and it will ask for a PIN number to be entered. So that's what's called a direct access number. The second way to do it is maybe you do not have an additional phone number to use. I mean, you can always call us, you can always order a toll-free number, you can always order a local phone number or DID from us to be able to use this feature. However, you may be able to use your own system resources. Remember the main number we were looking at here? Well, option number 2 is the conference bridge. So when someone calls this phone number, it goes to an auto-attendant right away, or an automated attendant, and it says, thank you for calling Phil's Trucking Company, press 1 for sales, press 2 for the conference bridge. Or you can even hide this and not tell people that the conference bridge is in this option, and just tell people to dial 2 when they hear the greeting. And that's what we did today for those that use the local 519 phone number. Either way that you set it up, whether it's a direct access number, or an auto-attendant greeting option, either one of those things will bring you over to the conference bridge. Okay, so dialing in that number will prompt them for a PIN number. So as a system administrator, you can select what those PIN numbers are. For this example, I've built a conference bridge, and everyone should have at least a few conference bridges on their phone system. If you've purchased more, then you may have more of them. Type in what the description of your meeting is. Okay, so I want to set up a conference bridge for remote meetings while everybody's working remotely. Now, to be very, very simple about this, and I know a lot of people like to set it up this way, and I'm just going to apply this change here, is you really only need a general PIN number. It depends on how you want to set up your conference call, but the general PIN number will allow you to give everybody a PIN number, and they all come into the conference bridge, and you can just have it's a free form. Everyone can speak. There's no moderator. It's just kind of join the conference call. Now, if you want to add layers of security or make things a little bit more professional in a certain regard, you can initiate a mute pin or a leader pin, or you can set a mute pin or a leader pin. The pin number that you dialed in with today, 6916911. So you dialed the phone number, you entered your pin number. That is the mute pin number for today's conference call. Okay? So by default, all the participants that use this code are muted. And that's great for larger conference calls or for one-way calls that you don't want to have background noise or people speaking. There's also a leader pin. And the leader pin is what I use today. And what that does is it allows the conference call, and only begins when the leader arrives. And if you are the leader, and there's one leader per call, the system will announce how many people are waiting in conference for you too. So it's just a cool feature to have. Apply your changes, and you've set up a remote meetings conference bridge. Okay, so a couple key takeaways. Make sure that you've given the outside world access, either by a direct access number and selecting the conference bridge feature here, or if you don't have an additional phone number for that, you can select an auto-attendant option to be your conference bridge feature. Once the participants dial that phone number, they'll be prompted for a PIN number, and you would have given the PIN number that you want them to join in on. And that's your conference bridge. So thanks so much, guys, for joining today. That is our demos for today. I want to switch it over to the resources that we have for you. So on the screen, we have some new resources. First and foremost, our existing online training videos on our Polycom and GrandStream handsets, our attendant console, and administrative features of the phone system. Can be found at business.fibernetics.ca/resources/training. And I'll bring these up on the page here for you to see. If you haven't been to this site, this is a great little landing page for our training resources. And it's just on our main website under resources and training. Once you get to the site here, I'll just kind of reload it. Online training videos, right at the top. If you click learn more, you'll see a full directory of our existing training videos. Our free training webinars. So the training webinars that I spoke about at the beginning of our session today are twice monthly administrative and user sessions. You can register and look at the agendas here. And as always, professional customer training. You can hire us for more on-site training in the future as well. So that is your regular resources through NEWT. Another thing I want to key in on is the how-to videos for the working remote features that we went through today. So the find me, follow me, voicemail to email, offline number, all of that kind of stuff that we went through today. We have built a portion of our new website at NEWT.fibernetics.ca/remote-work. NEWT.fibernetics.ca/remote-work right here. And this is what the system looks like, or the website looks like. You can get more information on our NEWT mobile application, which you could purchase for your phone system and your employees. And then you'll see the watch how-to videos for all of the features that we went through. Voicemail to email, find me, follow me, offline number, alternate auto-attendant greeting, direct inward system access, conference bridges, which we ended up the session with, or finished off the session with, remote voicemail access, and then remote auto-attendant recordings. So earlier I had said there is a way to enable DISA to be able to record your automated attendance remotely. You'll want to look at this PDF guide, and the PDF guide will show you the exact instruction on how to do that on your phone system. Another existing resource that we have for you is the NEWT Customer Portal and the NEWT Billing Portal. So fbs.fibernetics.ca is a customer portal which gives you access to frequently asked questions. It keeps you updated to all the latest news and updates on the world of NEWT and the technology, as well as it has access to all user guides. And there's also a link right here at the top for the NEWT Billing Portal, where you can set up pre-authorized payments and pay by credit card and all that kind of cool stuff. If you haven't already registered for the portal, go to this website, fbs.fibernetics.ca, click the register button in the top right-hand corner, and fill out the form. You do not need to put in the channel manager information. Hit register, and then we will take a look at your registration and match that up with your account and give you access. And as always, our NEWT customer support and technical support team are always there to help. There's the number, 1-877-777-7118, or newtsupport@fibernetics.ca. Okay, so you can take a screen capture of those resources on the screen there. And now we have Mike. I don't think he was able to make it today. Our Chief Sales and Marketing Officer, Mike. If you're there, you can definitely unmute yourself and say a few words. But I don't think I see him here in the meeting today. Mike just wanted to let everybody know that from every level of the NEWT organization and Fibernetics, we want to help everybody and make sure that everybody's set up for success. And if there is any extenuating circumstances, if there's any questions at all about what you can do with your NEWT phone system, or if you have any ideas or you need new services, we're always there to help. And Mike, you can reach Mike Brown, our CSMO, directly at sales@fibernetics.ca if you have any questions or need any support in that regard. We're now going to switch it over to a question and answer period. So thanks so much, everybody, for joining. I really appreciate it. I really do feel privileged to be able to be a part of this session and to transfer the knowledge of remote working capabilities of the NEWT PBX system. I think it's a really big help for our customers, and I want to thank everybody who's joined over the last 9 sessions. We've had hundreds of people join, and thank you for being a part of it. I hope you got something out of it. And remember our resources, and we're always there to help you guys. So thank you so much for coming today. We're going to go over to a question and answer period. You can use the chat tool within GoToMeeting. I'll do my best to get to all of your questions if there is any. And if I don't answer your question, please feel free to email me as well at newttraining@fibernetics.ca.